What? Yeah, well, of course I'm aware of that. I mean, we are less than a week from September. Week from September. It's my favorite month. All Zeppelin, all September long. I mean, I can't wait. It's just like, we come from the land of the ice and snow, from the midnight sun where the hot springs flow. Boom, boom. Yes, Zeppelin. All September long. Coming up less than a week. I am excited to say the least. And I see the red light is on, which means only one thing. Yep, that's right. Live from New York, it's Saturday night! Yeah, no, it's not Saturday night. No, not really. No. In fact, good morning, actually. It's Monday morning. It's August 26th already. My God, it's a couple minutes after 8. What do I got? 2 minutes, 3 minutes after 8. And we are rolling this morning. Rolling down the river. Bum, 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 bum. How's your weekend? I know it was hot, not hot, windy, not windy. Yeah. It's pretty nice this morning. Really cool out there. I do detect, Andy, that maybe fall is in the air. I know that one of the traditions of fall is college football, the boys of fall. And this past Saturday it already started. Yeah, it already started in old Dublin, Ireland. Yep, Dublin, Ireland, Saturday, as the Rambling Wreck from Georgia Tech upset the number 10 team in the nation, Florida State Seminoles, 24-21. We had local interest. The Montana State Bobcats. They had adversity all game long. Yeah, they came up with 35-31 victory. I have no idea how they stayed. They snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. Full schedule, Andy, next weekend. Full schedule. Yeah, full schedule for the NCAA. They're all playing next weekend. Be good to see them. Love my football. You watched last week's show. The picks are in. So, yeah. What? Lions looked good. They looked good. They won over Pittsburgh this weekend. Like I said, it looks like football's back. Pros start pretty soon. Yeah. Preseason's wrapped up. Lions wrapped up on a victory formation, Andy. All right. Without further ado, Andy, let's give a big shout out this morning's sponsor. Our good friends right down the hallway at the Great Falls Gazette. Here they are. Right down the hall, Andy, the Great Falls Gazette. We got a lot of little teenage blue-eyed groupies who will do anything we say. We got a genuine Indian guru teaching us a better way. We got all the friends that money can buy, but we have to live alone. But we keep getting richer, but we can't get our picture on the cover of the Great Falls Gazette. Great Fall. Gonna get our picture on the cover. Get a copy of the Gazette today. It's still only $1. Still only $1. Plug them, the sponsor is good. Thanks for sponsoring us. Okay. It is now August 26th, I said. And if you don't know the significance of today, let's just start out with the Happy Women's Equality Day. Women's Equality Day is August 26th. This year it falls on Monday, August 26th. It's always celebrated on August 26th, and it commemorates the passage of the women's suffrage in the United States. As you know, the right to vote is the what would you say it, Eddie? It's a cornerstone of our democracy, absolutely. And that right belongs to all American citizens. But that wasn't always the case. In the early 19th century, half of the United States, population-wise, half the population of the United States were denied the right to vote. Back in the early 1900s, half the population of the United States was denied the right to vote, and that was women. Women couldn't vote. Back then in the United States, the decision on whether women could vote or not was left up. Actually, right, Andy. It was literally left up to the states to decide. Kind of like the marijuana laws, the freedom of choice, abortion laws, that are different from state to state, because those issues have been left up to the states. For instance, marijuana is legal both medically and recreationally in Montana. In Idaho or Wyoming, not so much. Okay? The rights for the rights to have women's choice are if you live in California or maybe New York, those laws give the women the choice to do what they choose. In Texas, maybe not so much. Okay, so states having their own left whatever want to do. We see how that goes in modern days, but back in the early 1900s, none of the states were down with it. They're like, no. So, right, Andy, right. Women also couldn't inherit land. They made half the wage of what a man did, if they even could get any work at all that was comparable to what men were doing. Okay, as early as July 19th, 20th. That period, the 19th and 20th, in 1848, I guess the first women's right convention was held in Seneca Falls, New York. It's called the Seneca Falls Convention in 1848. it sparked it sparked a movement at that time, as women started to, they demanded equal political rights and representation, as the Constitution would guarantee when they say "we the people," right? Okay. The 19th Amendment, which is basically what we're talking about here, the 19th Amendment was first introduced in 1878, okay? But that failed to gain any population at all, any traction. Perhaps the good old boys men, oh yeah, women should be able to vote, they should be able to own property, and they can't drive a car, and they can't, do this, and they do that, because, the good old boy mentality, right, the boss hog mentality, yeah, that, but by, right, Andy, right, yeah. The good old boy mentality, exactly. But by the early 1900s, there were several countries that had already given women rights to vote. Finland, Sweden, New England. No, not New England. New Zealand. New England. No. Yeah, the New England Patriots. No. Yeah. Several countries, like I said, Finland, Sweden, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom had already legalized voting for women as women's rights moved across the world at that time. It wasn't until the women's effort in World War I, and what the contributions that women made to the war effort became painfully obvious to everyone, that the support that women's suffrage gained, finally was noticed, I would say, Andy. They did World War I, made it so, it's like, look, they're fighting for women in Europe that have the right to vote, and they're also fighting in a war effort for other people's freedoms that they don't even have. Okay, it was kind of hypocritical for them to be fighting in World War I and they're not getting the... Exactly. So the public started to see it about... August 26, 1920. That's right, Andy. 104 years ago today, the U.S. Congress adopts the 19th Amendment. It's also known as the Susan B. Anthony Award, giving women the right to vote. I am woman, hear me war. Yes, don't. Indeed. Indeedy. So, it doesn't even stop there, though. I mean, the women's contributions, I mean, come on, we hashtag them, I mean, really, seriously? May 20th, 1932, okay, let's bring that one up. Amelia Earhart becomes the first woman, and was only the second pilot ever at the time, fly across the Atlantic. No doubt. What about the black seamstress, Rosa Parks? She refused to give her seat up to a white man on December 1st, 1955, sparking what? The civil rights movement of the late 60s? I mean, come on. Spark the movement all by yourself. Ma'am, you got to get off you sit on the back of the hell, she said, what you talking about? January 2nd, 1973. We've touched on it before. I was a sophomore at Sentinel High School, 200 miles away, Andy, in Missoula, Montana, when Roe v. Wade, I was 73, and of course, it'd be amiss if you wanted to talk about women's making a difference, on this Women's Equality Day. If we didn't, mention, we're talking about Rosa Parks and Amelia Earhart, Women's Equality Day, right? Women's getting right to vote, own property, drive cars. Yeah, good old boys, man. Phew. We can't forget to mention, Kamala. Yep, Kamala Harris was sworn in on January 20th, 1921, as the first woman and the first woman of color Vice President of the United States. And we would be painfully amiss if we didn't point out that, she's the Democratic candidate for the President of the United States in this upcoming election. So, today, it's not a national holiday. It is recognized in a lot of places. I've seen that. We did our research. There's a lot of state legislations. Actually, we're looking at another story that we're going to cover here in a few minutes, that we were finding about how certain states have officially, New York, Connecticut, some other states back in, has officially embraced Women's Equality Day and made it a state-recognized day. So I guess today it should be like every other day, I guess, if it's all about the uplifting and empowering of women, and marveling, marveling at how they've progressed this far after, these years. They got guest speakers all around the United States for charities and organizations that support women's empowerment. Prominent women are featured as guest speakers at universities today. No shit, Andy. Let's give them a bravo, girls. All right, you go, girl. Yes, indeed. So we'll be hashtagging Women's Equality Day on this video. Be thanking women. I know women bosses. I've had women bosses. I know women CEOs, women directors, women managers. Hell, my mom was a Rosie the Riveter in World War II. So, you got to be thanking Mom, too. So empowering your moms if she's still around. Yeah, it's quite a day, actually. When you think that just 104 years ago, 104 years ago, they go, we can only go to brunch. They couldn't even go to brunch. You couldn't go to brunch. So, you're thinking that today's a good day to Women's Equality Day, recognized rightfully so all around the world now. Yeah, it's pretty cool. America started a fad again, So get out there and make sure that you hashtag the Women's Empowerment Day, all you and your money, and thank you to all the women. Thanks, gals. You go, girl. Now, Andy, nice pickup on this too. We had something completely scheduled different for today. And Andy came in. We came in this morning and said, "You know what day it is?" And I was like, "No, I did not." You know, the 19th Amendment to women's suffrage was signed 104 years ago. Do you think we should cover it this morning? I'm thinking it's better than the story we had, you know. So we did a crash course. We did 2 hours of research and tried to figure out what was going on with it. We were impressed. Yeah, very impressed. So a pleasant surprise, Andy. Thanks. Yeah, surprise came when I came to work with one story. When the next thing you know, I couldn't log it on the computer, and it's a whole different thing. Of course, you know what else today was too. Okay, not only is it the Women's Suffrage Day, yeah, not only is it that, but it's also National Dog Day. I shit you not. It is National Dog Day. See, the dogs are here. They're here. There's a good boy. There's a good boy. It's a good boy over here. It's a good boy. Yes, sir. It's a good boy. Yeah. Did you actually think real dogs were in here? I was petting the dog and everything. It's National Dog Day. Okay. Women empowerment, national dogs, 19th Amendment. National Dog Day, though, was created 2004. Okay, I'm looking at it right now. This lady's name was Colleen Page. Who was Colleen Page? I'm glad you asked, Andy. She was a pet and family lifestyle expert and an animal advocate, California. Since the first celebration in 2004, National Dog Day has grown. It's now celebrated worldwide. Okay, we celebrate women and dogs on the same day. Okay. In fact, Andy, I'll tell you what, man. In 2013, the holiday was written into the New York State legislation, and we got on the New York Senate website here. It's like, what is it? New York Senate /gov/NY/ anyway, Senate, and we got on the website, and National Dog Day is actually a dog holiday in New York. So they celebrate Women's Day, Dogs Day. Yeah, but it's New York. Yeah, but you can get good food. Hey, you got a deli sandwich, and New York. Yeah. Since Colleen Page started this whole national dog movement in 2004, experts estimate that over 1 million dogs, Andy, 1 million dogs have been saved through adoption and adoption education and adoption campaigns and awareness. That's why we see all of a sudden, we see a lot of commercials on TV. Those ad campaigns were non-existent before 2004. The advertising dollars weren't available. People didn't make the cause. They didn't make the connection, you know. And now you see the rescue effort all over the United States, but it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't like that. Yeah, it wasn't like that. So yeah, that's right. It's campaign nationwide. You have the people that are actively from the Humane Society and organizations like that, rescue organizations like now taking dollars, getting grants. We have the animal shelter here in Great Falls, the McLean Adoption Center here in Great Falls. Places like this didn't really exist before, and in 2004 it made people move to the forefront on things like that. Today is actually a day to encourage people to get out there and search for a dog, a shelter dog to adopt. Don't I do that every day, Andy, at the end of every show? That they do that. Yeah, it encourages people today to get out there and not to support pet stores or breeders. All they're doing is adding to the population that's already strained. Okay, shelters are full. We see dogs lost all the time, dogs dropped off. It's a crisis everywhere, and why anybody would want to support people that are adding to that problem is beyond me, but it is what it is. So, do not support those people. So, Andy, we got a full thing going on. What's going on for you for the rest of the week? We got a couple things in the fire. Jump in the fire. Yeah. Jump in the fire. Bum, bum, bum. You can jump into the fire, but you'll never be free. But we do got some irons in the fire. We're getting some passes going on. We're going to start doing some other things maybe. We don't know, or do we? We don't know. We don't know what we're really doing. So, again, I don't know how to stress. I was blown away, Andy, when I came into work this morning and you blowing this stuff on the computer. 104 years ago isn't really that long ago. It really isn't. 104 years ago. Well, I'm 60-something, so that'd be like 40 years before I was born. Women didn't have the right to drive cars or vote or hold down jobs or own property. It seems pretty strange to me. 40 years ago, since before I was born, I just take it for granted, even though some of that stuff I mentioned, Kamala is in my lifetime. Amelia, not so much, Randy. No, I'm not that old that I remember Amelia Earhart, for heaven's sakes. But I do remember Roe v. Wade in high school, sophomore. 73, springtime. By 73, 74, I was a junior, spring, fall. 75, yeah. So there you go. So, Andy, is that it for this Women's Equality Day? Andy says we are done. So, remember now, it's National Dog Day. So take heart what I'm kind of saying when I'm saying today is the purpose that I say adopt, don't shop. That I say that you don't support backyard breeders, you don't support pet stores and Facebook breeders that are having puppies, and you adopt. You don't shop. Okay, don't add to the problem. Foster. Get out there. Get involved. Rescue. If you can't keep one forever, rescue. Volunteer. Andy, do we even preach about donate money, donate tennis balls, donate dog food, cat food, toys for the dogs? I mean, come on. First of all, foremost of all, Andy adopted Bell's shelter pet today? Absolutely. Andy's saying we are done. So we are done. Enjoy your Women's Equality Day. Until next week, which is Labor Day. Are we here on Labor Day? We are going to be here. What are we going to talk about on Labor Day? Why do we have to work on Labor Day? We should go on strike is what we should do. Scabs would come in here and do the podcast anyway. Bully, you say. Enjoy your Women's Equality Day, National Dog Day. Till next weekend, Labor Day weekend. Drive safe over the weekend. We'll see you on Monday.